Hey guys, what's up? This is Matt Lane and welcome back to another episode of Bloodborne Bosses. In today's episode, we're going to be talking about Micolash, also known as Micolash Cage. This is another one of those puzzle bosses that's very well known in the Dark Souls and Bloodborne series. Now, typically, I would say this is definitely one of the easiest bosses you could face, but oddly enough, during this recording session, I actually ended up having a little bit of trouble with him. Not a lot of trouble, it's easy to counter, but I ended up trying to keep doing what I normally do, even though he was not doing what he normally does. And once I changed my strategy a little bit, then I kind of went back to the same viewpoint of this boss is not that difficult. In terms of preparation, there's only one thing I would say, and that is to make sure that you have plenty of bullets. Normally, I would not mention this at all. I would say there's zero preparation, just go in and have at him. If there's one thing you need to do, is to make sure you have bullets in case he does what he did during my playthrough. As I said, that's really it for preparation, so let's go ahead and discuss how to handle this boss. The first battle you come into play with is actually not the boss himself, but figuring out how you actually get to the point of fighting the boss. As I said, it is a puzzle, so that is what you're going to be solving here. You need to get him to go into a specific room. Now, I'd like to think if you're watching this video, you may already know how to get him there, you've just been having problems with him. But if you don't, I'm going to give you some tips for that. When you finally get him to the walkway where you can see the room you need him to go, you need to come from the opposite direction that he just came from. So if he came down the stairs, you need to go up the stairs. If he came up the stairs, you need to go down the stairs. Once you get him in that room, your first battle begins. This is a very simple boss. There's not a lot that he will do. The first thing you're going to run into is his two little minions or skeleton style things that continually respawn no matter what. So you need to do a meet in the middle of not worrying about them, but at the same time, don't let them give you too much trouble either. This boss has very few physical attacks, and the one that he does, they're not strong at all. So feel free to get up on him and just waylay on him. Just make sure when you do run out of stamina that you back off, because he has a magic attack in this first phase. And if you're not careful, you'll end up just like I was, to where I'm close, one of the minions is hitting me while I'm hitting him, and then while that's happening, he does the Augur of Ebertos on me at the same time, so that I had zero opportunity. It was just one of those very bad circumstances, and I died. Which was kind of a big deal for me, because I've literally never died to this boss before, so I was kind of just beside myself and just looking and thinking, that just happened. But anywho, I step back up and get ready to go back for round 2, and that's when the craziness happens. I have never, and I repeat, never, a single time of playing this boss, have ever seen him spam his magic attacks this much. Like, it is to a point of just absolute ridiculousness, which in the first phase is not that big of an issue. As long as you're paying attention, you should be okay. Just make sure to watch out for his Augur of Ebertos. If he uses it, the best way to handle it is to dodge to the side instead of towards it, because it has a very straight and narrow hitbox. Dodge to the side and then quickly move forward before he can do it again and get as many attacks on him as you can. This is really the only moves he'll do in phase 1, so once you get this down, you'll be okay for this first phase. When you get him down to 50%, it's going to end phase 1. He'll do this by completely disappearing and then starting the whole puzzle aspect over again. The second puzzle is arguably harder than the first one, even though it's the exact same process. But ultimately, it's the same process. You just need to make sure to come the opposite direction from wherever he just came and lead him to a specific room. Once you get him there, you'll have to ascend as high as you can and go in this little secret room and drop from above, where you can land in the room that he is in. Now this is phase 2, so this is when you need to be a little more on guard. Normally I say screw it and just go in there and have at him. But given what happened to me, I'm going to say be a little more on guard. The second, and I repeat, the second that I drop in there, he does his strong magic attack known as Call from Beyond. Now, in past playthroughs, he normally only does this maybe 2 to 3 times in the entirety of the boss fight. And here he is doing it the second I land in the room. And then, oh look, he's doing it again. So obviously, I say, hey, I need to heal. Oh, look, he did it again. 3 times in a row without me even looking at him, which already beats the record of any time he does it in any of my previous playthroughs. And then, oh look, a 4th time. I remember just thinking to myself, what the heck is happening right now? And I actually ended up getting caught in a corner to where one of his minions locked me in and the camera angle screwed me over and I died yet again. And I was thinking, what the heck is happening? I get myself ready and I say, okay, this is Bloodborne. You're literally giving a tutorial on bosses. Practice what you preach. If you're doing something and it's not working, stop doing that thing and do something else. So I stopped handling him the way I normally do. And since he continued to try and spam these attacks over and over and over, I decided that I had had enough of it. So the next time when I dropped in, the second I dropped in here, I start shooting him anytime he even attempts to do his magic attack, specifically the Call Beyond. If he does Augur or Vibratos, I just dodge to the side and you won't have any problems with it. As long as you shoot him before he gets too far into it, it'll actually completely disrupt the magic attack and you can get right back in there and just start unloading on him. When you do this, every now and then he will do physical attacks on you, but as I said before, they are very weak. You really shouldn't worry about them at all. It's actually okay to get hit by them. And as you can see, once I did this, the boss is really not an issue whatsoever. I get all the way through the second phase with only using 5 total blood vials altogether, which in a Bloodborne boss is pretty bad, for the boss that is. But that's really it for Micolash. All you really need to do is just solve the puzzle, make sure that you learn the magic attacks he's going to do. For Augur Vibratos, dodge around and then immediately go forward to punish him for doing the attack. And when he does a Call Beyond, I recommend just shooting him so it just interrupts the attack altogether. If you learn to dodge, that's great, but if he spams it like he does on mine, it's going to get really annoying really fast, especially if you're dealing with his little minions on the side. It's just a better idea to me just to shoot him and just shut him up and just go in there and just punish him for it. And if you make sure to learn both of these things, you will have 0 problems taking down Micolash. Well, that's it for today's episode. Please like, comment, and subscribe for anything about anything. We'll be more than happy to answer any questions that you may have. Make sure to stay tuned for next week's episode where we tackle yet another semi-puzzle boss known as Celestial Emissary. As always, thanks for watching, and we will see you guys next time.